Hello, Wilshire. Good midweek to you. I hope you're doing well. I'm standing here out in front of my house in Lakewood, not far from where our church was actually born, just a few blocks away on Lakeshore Drive, 69 years ago this coming Sunday. Happy anniversary, church. It's interesting, I think, that our church was born in a house. The first gathering of people who decided that we would become a church gathered in a home. And we're still doing that right now. Obviously, we have a beautiful church located on Abrams Road, just north of Mockingbird, and we're all eager to get back there. This week has not brought encouraging news about that timetable. In fact, the COVID-19 infections are continuing to rise almost daily. The trend line is going in the wrong direction, both in infections and with deaths. Yes, we have more testing and therefore we probably have more infections, but that doesn't mean that there aren't more infections generally that we just haven't identified. This is a time when we need to persevere and endure. We see a lot of businesses opening, a lot of people who are experimenting even in their churches with how they can do worship and the like. And for us, we have really high values about keeping our congregation safe and about everyone being able to rejoin when we can. We're trying to be creative. Our youth met in the north parking lot last Sunday night, and they were in family groups, small groups, and practiced social distancing, and that was effective, and we're experimenting with how to use our property in that way. So be patient with us as we continue to explore new ways of doing church together. In the meantime, what does it mean to be a neighbor? Our city has experienced tremendous unrest during the past week, 2 weeks really, with protests over the murder of George Floyd and the calls to defund the police and to put new policies in place with the police and to shift the budget. I want to say a word about defunding the police. That's a phrase that incites people's imagination about abolishing the police, and that's not what it means. It doesn't mean to disrespect the police. Police have been asked to do so many more things besides their core mission of policing. What we're talking about is investing some public safety dollars in the things that will actually make for safer communities. Communities that will flourish, that have been underserved, underfunded, marginalized in our budget, so that if we will invest in them, there'll be hope and prosperity that will come. And poverty is the greatest incentive to violence and to despair in our city. So that's what's really going on with this catchphrase, don't be misled about it. Nonetheless, I want you to see the sign that is on the address marker for our house. We have to be reminded, Kim and I, every time we walk out the door of our house, something that is a biblical admonition. Here on the backside of this stone, it says, love thy neighbor. And the truth is, this isn't something that comes natural to any of us. We have to be reminded that this is a command of God to go beyond our self-interest and to look out for the interest of our neighbor. But when we do what God asks us to do, we will in fact prosper ourselves. And in our community, those who are black and brown have suffered tremendously, as they have throughout the country, and at the expense of the prosperity of white people. In other words, the more we have prospered, it seems, the less they have prospered. The time is now for us as a nation to have a reckoning about this. We have broken this, and we can fix this. With God's help and with our determination, because of our faith, we can stand for what is right. Many of you are reading, you're looking at movies and videos, you're learning, you're making yourselves informed, and I'm really proud of our church about this. Stay with it, don't give up. We have a role to play, and I'll see you Sunday.